Okay, I have a story I need to tell you because this is unreal. Sometimes I feel like you can't even make this up. And this is one of those stories. So at work, and I work for a rural school division as coordinator of ed tech, and I share my office with one of our district principals. And like most Canadian places of employment, there's an annual hockey pool, which isn't really something I've participated in. I watched lots of hockey when I was younger, but as I've gotten older and busier or whatever, I haven't really followed hockey that much, so I haven't participated. But my office mate did. And right before we broke for winter break, one of the upper administrators was in my office chatting with us, asking if ChatGPT can tell the future. Whoa. Crazy conversation. Can ChatGPT tell the future? Well, here's why that conversation even happened. So with a hockey pool or any other pool, it wouldn't really matter what sport. This story just happens to be hockey. You select players from different teams, and over the course of the season, the person who has the most points at the end wins the money in the pool. So when it was time to make the hockey picks, my office mate had ChatGPT make the picks for her. And the results are crazy. So we talked about it, and she said, oh my gosh, like when it made the picks, I'm writing the names down and I'm thinking, oh, I don't even like that player. I don't want to put him on my hockey pool. Understandable. But then she went on to say that she wanted to keep the experiment intact. So despite that there were some players on her list that are not players she likes, she put them on anyways. 2 weeks before winter break, she was ahead by 27 points. Everybody else who's 27 points behind her were within 2 or 3 points of each other, as a sports pool would typically be. But we're only a couple months into the hockey season and she's already shot ahead by 27 points. That's nuts. Then last week, so probably a week ago today, I asked her for an update on that. 42 points. She's ahead of second place by 42 points. So let's go back to our question. Can ChatGPT tell the future? No, ChatGPT cannot tell the future. Let's answer that question straight out. No, it can't tell the future. But what it can do, and this is what humans have a hard time wrapping our heads around, it can factor in so many things into these decisions, things that would take humans months to map out. What team does the player play for? Who else is on the player's line? What's their history of injury? What teams are they playing this year? What does that mean for the odds of that player gaining a point or scoring a goal or having an assist? And all manner of other things that in the moment don't even occur to me. Artificial intelligence can compute that like that. In a second, it can factor in all of this data that as humans, if we were to go through every single player in an entire sports league and try and map all of these things out, not only would the season be done by the time we finish that computation, there'd probably be 5 more seasons done. And that's where the power of AI sits, that begins to exceed the ability of our brains to understand. We cannot compute at the rate that artificial intelligence can. We can't compute at the rate that a computer can compute. But here we are with my office mate, my friend, being 42 points in the lead on a hockey pool before we're even to the beginning of January. And the hockey season's going to continue until, I think it's about the end of April before we get into playoffs. So I'm going to keep you updated as to what happens as the hockey season unfolds. but I'm blown away. The day after the first conversation where I learned she was 27 points ahead, I saw my family doctor. And this sounds like I'm off on a tangent, but I'm not. Because what I learned at my doctor's appointment was that they've hit it out of the park this year for the flu shot. Now, we're not going to talk about vaccines here. That's not the purpose here. The purpose here is, did they use AI to model the viral transmission that would be expected for this winter? And if so, and I don't expect to know the answer to the question, but it makes me wonder, did they use AI for the predictive modeling for this year's flu shot? And can I expect that next year when I see my doctor, that he may tell me the same thing? And the year after that, and the year after that? I don't know. But I'm here to ask the questions, and I'm here to tell the stories, because this is just so interesting. What an interesting time to be alive. So if you have stories of other types of pools, let's talk about them. And in another video, I want to talk about a spin-off question that came from this. And you might know the answer right away. Can ChatGPT give me the winning lottery numbers? We'll talk about that in another video, because it's a great question. And that can be answered too. But I want you to think about that and maybe drop a response in the comments or connect with me on whatever your preferred social media of choice is. And let's talk about this. It's a fun time to be alive. Let's talk. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.